Oklahoma City's first closed-captioned newscast with Jane Giroux, Tom McNamara, Mike Morgan's weather, Dean Blevins sports, and Jerry Bond's Oklahoma Pride. This is 5 Alive News Tonight.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jane Giroux.
I'm Jack Bowen. Tom McNamara is on special assignment. Oklahoma City's General Motors plant is one of 5 that may be closed as part of a consolidation plan announced today.
The nation's largest automaker is trying to make up for billions of dollars in losses. What the consolidation means to Oklahoma is yet to be seen. The plant in Oklahoma City could be closed, or another plant's operations could be moved here and production would expand. Until those decisions are made public, many GM workers are facing an unsure future. But it's a move the company says it had to make. 5 Alive's Ron Gosden begins our team coverage.
At GM headquarters in Detroit, Chairman Robert Stemple drops a bombshell.
Plants that assemble our front-wheel drive mid-size cars. That's the Century and Sierra, and of course the Grand Prix and the old Cutlass Supreme. The A and W car lines will be consolidated from a maximum of 5 plants to a maximum of 4 plants.
Oklahoma City builds those Centuries and Sierras, but an industry expert says Oklahoma City also has some assets that will keep it from being closed.
It's got a workforce that is proven to have been effective at building quality cars. It's in a plant city where it's virtually the only plant that is there. GM doesn't want to close a plant and rip its presence out of the guts of the city.
Not more than 4 miles from General Motors headquarters are the main offices of the United Auto Workers Union. Leading up to today's announcement, the union has kept fairly quiet, saying any speculation it might make about which plants could close would only serve to further upset its members. Some of the union's members will be forced out of jobs through consolidations, and GM is leaving open the idea of renegotiating its union contract. Oklahoma City responds to today's announcement. 5 Alive's Bill Mitchell continues our team coverage.
As they head home at the end of a shift, Oklahoma City's General Motors workers are cautiously optimistic that their jobs are not on the chopping block. That's because the cars that roll down the assembly line here are among the best built in the country. The 5,000 workers in the Oklahoma City plant are flexible. They can build more than one model of General Motors car. They've done it before, and they can do it again. Some workers on this assembly line say they may soon be building the front-wheel drive mid-size W car.
Hopefully, maybe we'll get some word on that tomorrow, possibly. We're going to have another meeting inside the plant with local people tomorrow. Maybe we'll get some more good news then, and the good news will keep coming.
Another car to build would put the Oklahoma City plant on pretty solid footing, especially now when the economy continues to be squeezed by the recession and American automakers continue to be bashed by foreign competition. Bill Mitchell, 5 Alive News Tonight.
A check of Computer Search 5 shows how GM's net income dramatically decreased during 1990. Back in 1981, GM reported a net income of $321 million. In 1984, it went up to $4.5 billion. Then in 86, a drop to $2.6 billion. A bit of a rebound in 88 to $4.4 billion. But last year, GM reported a loss in net income of $2.4 billion.
An Oklahoma City man is jailed tonight for allegedly using a hot iron and wire hangers to punish his children. 33-year-old Jerry Kuhlman has been in the Oklahoma City jail for the past 2 days. After police arrested him at home, he faces 3 counts of child abuse and a $22,500 bond. According to police reports, one of Kuhlman's children told a social worker that their dad had to put a hot iron in a fire and had burned the left side of the child's buttocks. Reports also say all 3 children said their father used a bent coat hanger to spank them up and down their legs. There's no word yet on whether the district attorney's office will file charges. Kuhlman's children are in DHS custody tonight. A jury has decided Oklahoma City police arrested the right man when they accused Willie Coakley III of being Oklahoma City's serial rapist. That jury found Coakley guilty after just an hour and a half of deliberation. 5 Alive's Mike Gautreaux has been following the trial and has the story.
Willie Coakley III said nothing, but rolled his eyes as Judge Lehman Freeman read 7 guilty verdicts. That announcement ended 6 days of testimony in the case, though Coakley believes that verdict was wrong.
Mr. Coakley is adamant still that he is not the person who committed these crimes. I know that we had an adverse decision in this case, but each of these cases are separate, they're different, and our intention now is to try them.
But the guilty verdicts did not end jury deliberation. It was then up to the 5-woman, 7-man panel to decide what Coakley's punishment should be in the matter. This was their decision. First count of rape, 125 years. Second count of rape, 99 years. Third count of rape, 99 years. For each count of burglary, 25 years. And for attempted anal sodomy, 35 years. All for a total of 433 years in prison. That decision pleased prosecutors.
But, let's face it, if you're doing this job and you're not going to be happy when you get some very serious criminal 430 years, then you shouldn't be working here. I mean, obviously, that's a large number of years. It's a shame they aren't calendar years, that they don't actually mean 430 some odd years. But, of course, we're very happy with it.
But on January 3rd, it will be up to Judge Lehman Freeman to decide if that jury's sentence was appropriate and whether Willie Coakley will have to serve those 433 years concurrently or consecutively. Mike Gautreaux, 5 Alive News Tonight.
Coakley still faces charges stemming from 4 other rapes believed to have been committed by the serial rapist. Oklahoma City police say those rapes with the serial profile have stopped since Coakley was jailed earlier this year. Jane?
A man accused of molesting a 6-year-old was sentenced to 1,000 years in prison today. Tommy Lee Henson was found guilty of 2 counts of rape, 3 counts of rape by instrumentation, 1 count of forcible oral sodomy, and 1 count of indecent acts with a child. After just 2 days of testimony, a jury returned the guilty verdict. The child is the daughter of his girlfriend. A Payne County jury has recommended death for the man convicted of killing an Oklahoma State University student. Kelly Lamont Rogers was found guilty of raping, robbing, and stabbing Karen Marie Luffenberger. Rogers was also recommended 325 years on related charges. Formal sentencing is set for January 17th.
No major changes tonight in the condition of Sean Walters. The son of Governor Walters took a drug overdose Sunday. He's been in a coma ever since. Hospital officials say the medication level in Walters' body is still too high to make any further decisions about his treatment. The Walters family continues to be in the prayers of thousands of Oklahomans. At the Council Road Baptist Church, Pastor Claude Thomas added Sean Walters' name to the prayer list tonight. Some 50 members gathered at a special midweek prayer service tonight. Oklahomans had the opportunity to speak out today about ethics. The state's newly formed Ethics Commission held an open forum for citizens to give their input on ethics rules. The commission is currently looking at a couple of new ethical rules of conduct for candidates as well as public and state employees. Besides listening to the public, the commission listened to legislators and state employees earlier this week. One of the key topics is financial disclosures for public officials, including political candidates.
Up next, the sunny skies are gone for now. Mike will tell us what will be falling from the clouds next.
President Bush says the words jobs, jobs, jobs describe a new bill. We'll have details.
Plus, in our News Extra, you could help a little girl overcome some tough times in her life.
At Olive Garden, it's really neat. They take care of us special.
I always like having the door held for me. I like their food.
The pasta is fresh, tender, yet firm.
The service. And the atmosphere.
The Olive Garden. Dodge's new Club Cab Cummins diesel cranks out more torque than Ford or Chevy diesels. Delivers more available payload and towing. And when you order our Super LE model, comes with air, stereo, and tons more. Over $2,600 worth for no extra charge. Dodge Cummins diesels.
Jim Glover Dodge, volume selling at its very best across from Tinker in Midwest City.
Dodge Dakota Club Cabs come with our powerful new Magnum Series engines, plus $750 cash back. And when you buy the Super LE model, also come with nearly $2,700 in options. A 4-speed automatic, air, and more for no extra charge. Dodge Dakota Club Cabs.
Remember, friends, Jim Glover Dodge across from Tinker in Midwest City.
Epperson Photo Video's Christmas sale continues with hundreds of super values, like this Sony camcorder with a 10-power zoom lens and rated 2 lux to record in low light. It comes complete to record great videos, now $9.99. Save $40 on this Pentax zoom lens camera, now only $149. We have over 40 models of camcorders, all at the best prices in Oklahoma City. 0% interest for 90 days or 24 months to pay. Open till 7 for Christmas shopping at Epperson Photo Video, 3110 North May.
Escape. Calvin Klein. Exclusively at Dillard's.
Well, there's been a change in the weather, as I'm sure you've noted.
You know it now, don't you?
No kidding.
There's some rain on the window panes outside, and it's just the first of what may be a lot of rain here in Oklahoma for about the next day. So if you need some rain on your wheat fields, perhaps, all of Oklahoma is going to see some beneficial rain, but some areas could almost see just a little bit too much. Here's a beautiful sunset picture on Lake Hefner, taken by John Strong of Oklahoma City. And as of 10 p.m., we have light to moderate rain moving into the metro. 41 degrees. Our winds are from the east, and that's a stormy wind here in Oklahoma at 9 miles per hour. Humidity 65%. The pressure 30.40 and steady. And here at 5 Alive, a trace of rain today. 32 was the morning low temperature, and the high today was 45 degrees. Doppler 5 shows rain extending from Woodward right on down the Northwest Passage through Oklahoma City, Moore, and Norman. Shawnee, Tecumseh, north of Ada, near Calvin, over to McAllister. More rain near Ingalls, Glencoe, and Seminole. Also Stillwater moving toward the north-northeast at around 30 miles per hour. And this is all continuing to enhance. In yellow, that's patches of moderate rain. And we will see a wet night across Oklahoma tonight and a wet Thursday across the entire state. Rain chances tomorrow, 100%, so keep the umbrella handy. Across the state, temperatures are cool, mainly upper 30s and low to mid-40s. We have little ice developing in far northwestern Oklahoma. This would be north of Gage, just north of Woodward, primarily Buffalo, Laverne, up through Alva. And there could be an icing problem for a while tomorrow morning, and then temperatures will creep up above freezing by mid-morning tomorrow. Elsewhere, temperatures will hover just above freezing tonight. If you're traveling west in the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, Kansas, there will be a lot of ice for about the next 6 to 12 hours. So take care traveling to the west and to the north. Here's our satellite movie, and look at the gathering storm systems west of Oklahoma. Here's a strong tropically based system moving out of Arizona. That's what's going to cause the rain tonight and tomorrow. Behind this storm, a strong North Pacific system, unusually cold air aloft, about 4,000, 5,000 feet up into the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Very cold. That's the storm system we need to watch very carefully for this weekend. There is still a chance of snow in parts of Oklahoma, mainly northern and western Oklahoma, by Saturday night into Sunday, and especially into Kansas. But as for tomorrow, a great chance of rain. Texas and Oklahoma, southern Kansas, icy weather, northern and western Kansas through Nebraska. Some heavy snow developing in the Rockies, also in the Great Basin. Could see 1 to 3 feet easily. And highs tomorrow from 38 in Woodward to 46 for you folks in McAllister. Here's a metro forecast for tonight. Good chance of rain, cloudy and cool, 36 degrees, easterly breezes. And for Thursday, more rain, maybe 1 or 2 thunderstorms, 43 degrees, dressed for that wind chill. It'll check in at 25. Coming up next, more wet weather on the forecast you can remember.
It's time for all the good things of the holidays, like serving family and friends genuine Brahms eggnog. You'll serve the very best when it's Brahms Original all-natural eggnog. Enjoy all your favorites from Brahms, like the holiday flavors of Brahms ice cream. For all your special times this season, enjoy the goodness of Brahms for the holidays. Only at your neighborhood Brahms ice cream and dairy store.
Stalled budget talks are the subject in Washington today. Negotiators are coping with a fiscal budget deficit estimated at $168 billion. Rain, at times heavy, is expected to last through the weekend. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial closed down for the 4th day in a...
You know what's really important. Knowing from Estee Lauder. Now at Dillard's.
Our Powell Gift and Accessory Gallery is a busy place at Mathis Brothers, filled with dozens of gifts and home decorating ideas.
For the kids, only $9.95 buys this gumball machine or this baseball bat hat rack.
At only $3.95, we've literally sold thousands of these popular sofa server tables in black and brass, as well as this musical acrylic jewelry box.
And for only $6.95, choose this 36-inch plant stand, this plant stand in black with marble, or this brass magazine rack. All boxed and ready to go at Mathis Brothers, 3434 West Reno.
It's wintertime at your Chevy Geo dealer. A great time to get big deals on Chevrolets.
$1,000 cash back.
Hey, that's worth more than my baseball card. During wintertime, you can get cash back or low wintertime financing with no payments for 90 days on Chevy. With deals like these, anybody can be a winner.
Dad, it's Bob Euchre.
Hey, kid, you want an autograph?
No, thanks.
Are you kidding? Sure you can have two. Great kid. See your Chevy Geo dealer today.
Ducky weather on the 5-day forecast. An excellent chance of rain tomorrow, 43 degrees. Thunderstorms may linger for a while on Friday. Could be a short break, and then that second storm moves in over the weekend. Highs in the low to mid 40s with a lot of wind, and the nighttime lows primarily in the 30s. Look at all that rain, Jane. Maybe even a flake or two of snow by Sunday morning. We'll hold on to that chance and let you know tomorrow. But there's a lot of wet weather headed our way.
A lot of rain. Okay, Mike, thanks.
Well, let's think about food. Jerry Bonds is here with Italian food on the menu tonight in Oklahoma Pride.
And I understand you got to sample a little today, didn't you?
I never turned down a free meal.
Jack and some of his Wednesday's children were treated to an early Christmas dinner today at the Olive Garden restaurant. And it began with some spirited singing by the employees.
1, 2, 3.
Jack even wore his bib for the occasion, but he couldn't seem to get many of the kids to follow suit. At any rate, they enjoyed some delicious food thanks to the restaurant, and then all the employees and management people chipped in to buy gifts. These kids live in foster homes, and their faces tell the rest of the story. They had a great time, and that's really what Christmas is all about. By the way, Jack will be along with this week's Wednesday's Child Story a little later on in the newscast. Most of us could use a good laugh from time to time, and now there's a local publication that can give you one. It's called the Norman Comic Review, and 5 Alive's assignment Oklahoma reporter Ron Stahl says it's an experiment in comedy.
This is a funny place, not just because there's a Nerf hoop on the door, because Mickey Mouse sits on the windowsill. It's because this is the home of the Norman Comic Review, or as they call it, Boomer Tuner, a paper of nothing but cartoons. It's the brainchild of stand-up comic David Gray and stand-up capitalist Sean Carroll.
I think a lot of it came out of necessity because we were both pretty much broke. So Sean had a computer and I had this idea for running this silly paper, so now we're up off the ground and publishing. Not exactly Citizen Kane.
Well, actually, I didn't think it was going to work, but Dave prodded me on and talked me into trying it.
Toast Boy? Toast Boy? Reach his toast cycle before the evil slugmen capture him.
Toast Boy is a character from the fertile imagination of young cartoonist Brian Winkler. He and other hopefuls are included among the national cartoons in the Norman Comic Review, which brings up an interesting question. How do these guys decide what's funny?
If it makes all of us laugh, then it's in the paper.
Well, so far, at least 10,000 people think they're right. Ron Stahl, Assignment Oklahoma, Norman.
The Norman Comic Review is distributed free in clubs around Norman and is available through subscription elsewhere. In our hometown headlines tonight, everybody seems to be in the Christmas spirit, and that spirit, according to the Yukon Review, will be a little on the noisy side this Saturday at 10 a.m. That's when the 4th annual firing of the Christmas guns will take place at the corner of 3rd and Main. 50 men in costume will fire the antique firearms, and then there will be caroling and cider and cookies for all. Finally, our Toyland project springs into action tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, when needy parents will be going to the Modern Living building on the fairgrounds to select a toy for each of their children. And we'll tell you all about day one tomorrow. That should be an exciting time. It's finally here.
And Jerry asked me about this deal today at the Olive Garden, and I didn't tell her about the bib, but she found it.
I did. I couldn't resist.
You like that,
yeah.
didn't you?
Jerry, thanks.
You know, just being with your family can make Christmas special.
Sure can. We have a taped holiday hello from an Oklahoman who can't be with his family this holiday season.
This is Sergeant Smith from Camp Casey, Korea, sending a message to my beautiful wife, Sandra Smith, and my lovely Candace in Lawton, Oklahoma. Wishing you very lovely holidays. I miss you a lot and love you both.